I maintain. Ballin' crazy with the hang time. Same time, way back before Maybach. I swear I always had the same drive. Hope it stuck off the Bucks by the landslide. You ain't fly, you on standby. I got.
Up next, the Heat taking on the Pistons. For Miami, the stars of the line, performing better than last season. You can feel the energy and excitement around this club as they continue their upward trend. Pistons, Heat, up next on 2K Sports. Welcome everyone, thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, with our Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, for all of the star power Blake Griffin had when he was in Los Angeles, it was tough for him to be the leader of the Clippers. There were bigger voices in the locker room, such as CP3 and Doc Rivers. The Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said, in Detroit, he's definitely the leader. When he speaks, everybody listens. This is his team. Kevin?
And he has their confidence. David, thank you. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers to Drummond.
And he hasn't been making as much of an impact with his defense as he had been earlier in the season. Steal numbers have dropped off in the past 5 games. He'll need to put a lot more effort into his defense here tonight.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. And it's Rose, and it's Kennard at the small forward position. And for the Heat, they're in a leg for forward duo. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. And it's Adebayo in at the 5 spot.
You look back at the Blake Griffin trade, many thought the Pistons gave up too much, but it's worked out for them.
You're losing the picks for Griffin here. You have to admit, it did hurt. But people forget that Griffin is a star player, and he reminded those same people last year. He's become the leader for this franchise as they try to move forward.
Here's Galloway. Pass to Kennard. Back to Galloway. Shot clock at 6. That doesn't fall. Can't drop his first shot. And Waiters kicks still in it. Lets the 3 fly. Detroit with the rebound. Here's Kennard. Turned in an outstanding game against Minnesota. The shot's good. Drummond's got the first points up on the board for the Pistons.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
Dragic finds Adebayo. Now here's Waiters. Takes a 3. Nailed from 3-point land.
Look at him going early. That shot could give him some confidence.
Yeah, it's all about establishing a rhythm. I mean, you start to see it fall, you begin to believe.
Now here's Griffin. Here's Drummond. Outside, Griffin. Knocked away. Rose passes to Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
When he attacks the glass with ferocity, she has to see to believe. Rebounding, that's his forte.
And the pass to Waiters. Launches it. And the Heat another 3.
Sneaky kills from deep sometimes. I mean, when he gets clean looks, he's got the ability to do some damage.
Rose passes to Drummond. That shot missing. The Heat go the other way with it. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
They were flat out sniping from deep. They look very comfortable putting the trigger on the road.
Now here's Rose. He had a big outing in that Timberwolves game as well. Yep, that one goes in there.
And Derrick Rose certainly equipped athletically to punish teams in the paint.
Here's Adebayo. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. It's one of expectations, high expectations when you're the number 1 overall pick in the draft. You know it well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's something that I wanted. Derrick Coleman was from Detroit 2 years earlier. He was the number 1 pick, and I'd always been a fan of his, so I felt like he was passing the baton. But I have to kind of do what So for me, I looked at it as, yeah, a pretty big weight, but the honor was more than the weight. And I was honored to be pick number one, and I relished in that, and I had great teammates that allowed me to flourish.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Heat shooting their first free throws of the evening. Free throw, good way.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very debt-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured as a coach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Miami. Allison comes in for Gordon Dragic. Now here's Rose. He has 5. Leonard with the steal. That's the Heat on the break. That's a 2 from Butler. And he will step on in. Sinking right through up for that time.
And what a scorer Butler is. An effective shooter who capitalizes in a variety of ways.
Rose kicks to Galloway. Back to Rose. 3-pointer. That's good. And so Galloway with the assist. Galloway's got 3 assists tonight. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead change, 6 already.
Wasted no time on that one.
When Leonard gets the ball in the mid-range area of the floor, he has no problem in letting it fly. I mean, he makes that shot consistently. He has the room to let it fly.
Now here's Rose. 8 points for him. From deep. Rebound by Butler. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Myers from the lane. And another basket for Miami.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish.
To the paint. Here's Griffin. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
It's a big problem for the defensive side. I mean, once Griffin gets established, he's comfortable shooting the ball.
Allison the pass to Butler. Takes up a 3. Drills the 3-pointer. Butler's got 9.
He's perfect from the field this quarter. He's giving fits.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
An obsessive personality type Jimmy Butler. Back in Marquette, he'd stop a fast break drill when he caught a pass with one hand instead of 2 and say, do it over. That perfection still drives him.
A different look for Miami. Johnson comes in for Kelly Olynyk, and it's Justin Winslow in for Dion Waiters. And a different look here for the Pistons. Marquise Morris is checked in for Andre Drummond. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. Drew Boyers checked in for Luke Kennard. And Tony Snell sub in for Langston Galloway. Jimmy Butler, a creature of habit, isn't he, Chris?
Oh, yeah, Kevin. He eats the same meals for breakfast and lunch. He watches the same movies over and over. The same thing every day. It's brought him to this point, right? So why stop now?
Wood with the bucket.
And so difficult to contain Rose off the pick and roll. It creates opportunities all over the floor.
Pistons trail by 4. 41 seconds left here in the opening quarter. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And I just love the skill set that Marquise Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
You know, I like Morris. He's a valuable contributor on both ends of the floor. Now, he's a sniper from deep. He can definitely lock you up in the floor.
Detroit's gone 3 of 5 from 3-point land so far in the ballgame. Drew Boyer gets a wide open look, and it's off the back rim, no good.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot. Plain and simple. He's trying to force something he rarely does.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
So you know what it is, Greg. One play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially at such a tight game.
But guys, this first half has been about as tightly congested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of key changes.
And the extraordinary toughness and confidence that he has. He's really using a ton of energy and making his man feel very uncomfortable on the shot.
Jimmy Butler has been on display for Miami. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll return shortly. Andre Drummond says he's learned how to be a leader on this team.
Watching previous guys who led this team and did the things that they did, I write that kind of stuff in the back of my head and just say, this is something I need to do this. Or if I see something I didn't like, this is something I probably will stay away from. And I think now that I'm in a role where I could kind of lead this team, I kind of have the blueprint on what I need to do to make this team successful.
And Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's got somebody to take some of that leadership role alongside him.
And those two will be pivotal in deciding just how good this team can be.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
An impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
Johnson and Leonard together up front. At the 2 and the 3, it's Butler and Winslow. And it's Collison at the point. So that's who Miami starts the second with.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be given.
And the basket by Johnson. Now here's Rose. He's got 8. Up top, boys. Up 3. Up the line. That one doesn't go. Heat by 3. Here's Johnson. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2.
That's a shot they're always happy to get, even when he goes to finish.
Snell. Yes. And it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got assist number 5 here tonight.
Just a late reaction there from the defense. He is always going to finish that.
Setup's good. That's the shot they're looking for, but you can't get them all to go.
No shot will not fall. Good D by Johnson. For Miami, they've gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter. Going just 1 for 5. A nice shot by Winslow. And Detroit has possession. It's a 3-point game coming off that win against Minnesota.
Yeah, and that one, they caused a lot of misfires with their intensity on the defensive end.
They played with energy and communicated well. It made things difficult.
Now here's Dragic. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pistons trailed by 5. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And the veteran Goran Dragic still producing late in his career. Not the force he once was, but always a source of playmaking and scoring.
And the Heat with 2 changes. Adebayo is checked in for what? Kelly Olynyk comes in for James Johnson. And Dion Waiters sent in for Karen Collison. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group. Drummond's checked in for more. Blake Griffin comes in for Christian Wood. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Tony Snell. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose. You look at the career of Dragic. Greg, he's always been a scoring point guard.
Yeah, as Dragic has aged, he has learned to lean more and more on his outside shot. Even when his first foot and speed start to falter, he'll find ways to put up points.
Here's Griffin. Justice Winslow picking up that last bucket. Poked away to the left wing. Looking to end the one. Kennard shot is off.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get late.
And 2 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Enzo Galloway with it. He'll bring it up for Detroit. It's trailed by 11. Here's the 3. Rebounded by Olynyk.
You can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
And it's something that happens to every team. You just have to ride it out, play your hardest, and live with yourself.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. going for his speed at any position is so funny. Who are the fastest big guys in the game right now that you admire and just can't believe how they go baseline to baseline?
First one because of Giannis Antetokounmpo. His speed is lethal. His athletic ability. You love seeing him. And I say a close second, Anthony Davis. And don't forget about Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, a lot of guys that love running the floor and put that pressure on the defense every time by getting out.
Galloway, the pass to Griffin. Now, Jumboya. 5 on the clock. Here's John. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far. Now the Heat with it. They're on a 14-4 run. Here's Holders, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 4 assists in the game. Pistons trail by 13. To the middle. The shot's good from Griffin. Griffin's got his second bucket.
Sometimes contesting Griffin is not enough. I don't care. I mean, you got to foul. He's very good at maintaining his focus.
Here's Dragic. And another basket for Miami.
From that in between the page, they've been the much better team.
Galloway taking his time. It's stolen by Dragic. Here's Jumboya. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
They're taking it right into the teeth of the defense. And it's a defense that's starting to look frustrated.
Yeah, it's getting to him, GA. I mean, the lack of communication, the lack of trust.
Jimmy Butler, he's jumped in for Miami. Free throw good, out of Iron. 1:16 left to play in the first half. Now Griffin. Here's Kennard. It's all in by the Heat. Linux got his 4th rebound in this one. Winslow misses from close range. Pistons trail by 16. There's the feed to Jumboya. Takes it off the glass.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they got away from shooting the triple.
Waiters inside the 3-point line. Good and a nice assist from Winslow. 14 points for Dion Waiters.
They couldn't ask for much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
35 seconds left in the first half. Kennard kicks to Jumboya. Pass it to Galloway. Fires the 3. Rebound by 11. Heat leading by 16. Down low. Here's Waiters. 2 points. That one goes. Waiters got 16 points.
The assist totals haven't just continued to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been off.
Here's Galloway. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Griffin. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
He's a minute close to the rim. When Griffin gets the ball in the position he wants, you got to whack.
First trip to the line for him here. That's good from Blake Griffin. Both teams deciding to change it up. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
I mean, I'm not the first to say it, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but Griffin is one of the most physically gifted players that this game has ever seen. He'll take this huge down.
And so it's the Miami Heat in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Dwayne. Not the night you want so far. What do you see happening out there?
I don't know what has happened, but our defensive concentration, rotation has gone the way of the Buffalo. And I don't know what it is. I could care less about offense. You know, we're going to score. That's not the problem. It's making up our mind and having a commitment to the defensive end.
Okay, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Energy in this arena tonight. The hometown fans getting after it. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaquille O'Neal's here. So is Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, let's start with you. What do you think about the Heat?
Well, they were completely in rhythm shooting the basketball. Just watching the flow of their offense, everything clicked into place. Fantastic shot selection. They took advantage of everything the defense gave them.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Sloppy ball, way too many wasted possessions, chucking up threes, missing them. I could hit more threes than that, Ernie. I hope they're talking right now about getting the ball inside, because that's what it's going to take. If they don't hit more threes, that'll be a different story. But if it was the fifth, Ernie, you know the rest.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter is set to begin in just a few.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Dion Waiters.
Well, he was putting on a passing clinic in that first half, set up a lot of their mates.
Yes, yeah, he was very creative in how he orchestrated the offense.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade All Field Up for the second half. And Detroit looking at who they've got. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. And it's Rose and Galloway in the shooting guard position.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the game. The chemistry has been terrific, really impressed with their offensive execution.
And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. It's off to Charlotte for them after this game as they take on the Hornets. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. The Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they won in 2019. The Pistons would be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
He sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much.
And what a year it was for Derrick Rose. And the sea of fans hoping that he would get back to what he once was, as he was electric.
Now here's Rose. 8 points for him. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. And here's the upcoming schedule now for the Miami Heat. On Thursday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And for the matchup with the Bulls, on paper, you expect them to come away with the win, but this might be one of those trap games where they let it get away from them if they aren't focused. The athleticism of Griffin, just remarkable. He's fantastic using his elevation on the floor.
And for Rose, so many have written him off, but he was a huge factor for the Timberwolves.
Rose still has a tremendous basket for the game, and it really shows on the court. His renaissance last season was one of the better stories in our league.
Pass to Adebayo. Fires it up. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Rose dishes to Griffin. There's the pass to Kenon. Gets a hand on it, and Drummond is right there. Drummond's got 8 points.
As hot as he's been, it still has to be him who leads the charge and helps turn this game around.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. League is dragged down. C-Web on flagrant is leaving the bench. If you think we need to be as strict about it as we've been.
So I love the attention to detail the league is giving on trades. So You don't want the flagrants of the past. My friend Kevin McHale, he says Rambis just ran into his elbow. That wasn't even a flagrant foul on that play. If anybody remembers that old play that I'm talking about back in the Celtics Lakers days. But how about today? My thing is, just don't call it ticky-tacky flagrant. You all know what the flagrant is. Let's keep the new flagrants as flagrants and no flopping. If you flop, no flagrants. Games are too important. You don't want that flagrant one, flagrant two. A shot in the ball that can change the momentum of the game. I think the league and the refs are doing a great job. Let's just not let those ones that aren't flagrant sneak in there. Let's flop.
Hey, Chris, what about players leaving the bench when there's something going on?
I'll tell you what, the league is always great about that. And now it's funny, as if you watch the games, there's an assistant coach that is designated just when you see the stuff on the floor. His only job is to run to the end of the bench and stand at the line with his arms out so no player can cross him. So not only is the league taking steps, not only the players mind clubbing, but now you have an assistant coach. His only job is to stand up there and to be an obstacle so that no players can step up to the cross the line. It changed the series. It causes big fights. It puts fans in harm's way every day.
Pistons trail by 18. Our timeout called by Detroit.
And last year, a bit of a pivot for Justice Winslow in terms of his game. Now, one of the better ways he could contribute to the team is through his developing playmaking skills.
Checked in for Detroit. Tony Snell comes in for Langston Galloway. And here's Rose. He's got 10 to the middle. Barnes. Miami grabs the mess. Linux got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And for Winslow, he filled in at the point when Dragic was injured last season. And Winslow looked really comfortable in that playmaking role. We know he struggled with his shooting, but when he can contribute with his passing, it adds another layer to his game.
Miami shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
That one falls, so it's both of them. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Pistons. Pass to Morris. Here's Kennard. He's guarded by Adebayo. And Kennard came into the league team mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders if you step back to open up the shot. Is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
First one, Austin.
And after a promising rookie season, it was tough for second-year guard Luke Kennard. I mean, injuries had him in and out of the lineup. His development was slow.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Johnson comes in for Kelly Olynyk. And it's Collison in for Gordon Dragic. And Leonard gets it to go.
Oh, I love to see that selfishness from Collison. Really whips the ball over to the open man quickly.
And although Kennard out of the ship after the trade deadline, he left after his school.
Yeah, he has a bad habit that not taking the first good look that he gets. Then by doing that, you let the defense adjust to you. Now, when he trusts himself, as he did more and more last year, he can become a solid contributor to the team.
Here is Rose after Darren Collison's bucket. Detroit, no good that time either.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up. Whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
The results are clear as day. Great approach coming into the third quarter. See if they can keep it up.
Here's Kennard. Here's Wood. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Wood's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Here's Kennard. Goes back up, and he sinks the layup. Wood's got 6 points.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half. And that's a great way to cut into the lead. Exactly, really leaning on that 3-point shot in the first half. Seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior. Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to your shooting.
That's a good defender making a great play.
run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
Knocked loose. And it goes out of bounds. That one on Butler. Right side Rose. Connects to the foul line jumper. He's got 12.
And when Rose gets going and gets this kind of confidence offensively, you're in trouble. He can just flat out take over again.
And so it's Miami holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll get right back to the action when we return. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this way?
This is the versatility you need to play in today's game. Two guards have to be able to make plays for others.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Johnson and Leonard together up front. Waiters and Winslow are the wing. And it's Collison at the 1 spot. It's the group of the 4 from Miami. Here's Kennard. Outside Rose. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. From outside, off the mark.
Even though he's going nice pull, he's shooting. Late enough in the game for him to recognize this is a better option. The rotation of the D could be better here. It'll cost them next time if it's not.
Johnson with the block. Here we go with Waiters. Running it up the court. Rebounded by the Pistons.
The D hanging tough and stopping what would normally have been easy.
They'll get another chance. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
I love whenever Griffin finishes with power. I mean, he's showing he's not to be messed with close to the basket.
Raiders into the lane. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got assist number 5 here tonight. The Pistons have gone 104 since the end of the 3rd quarter. Outside Rose. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Portland retained possession. And checked in for the Heat. Dixon Galloway's checked in for Detroit. Here's Kennard. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. Kelly Olynyk checked in for Myers Leonard. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Andre Drummond's checked in for Morris.
And the easy pass turns into a terrible turnover.
That don't even make sense.
That's a possession waste.
The Heat leading by 22. Collison for 3. And the rebound goes to Griffin. And so
Yeah, that don't even make
for
sense. He's 100% in the damn thing. What are you talking about?
Finds Griffin. Bounce pass from Rose. Pass to Kennard. Let's Trey. That shot is off. And he could be on the way with it.
I don't know if it's been the main factor. This off night has definitely been one factor.
And nice shot by Winslow.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
Oh, man, so unselfish. He's doing a great job creating for others and making pinpoint passes.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Trying to break that ice cold streak. Collison stepping score.
You got to admire the confidence of Collison taking his stroke to the rack off the drop.
Lobbed up there for Drummond.
Wow, has he flipped the switch at half? much more effective here in the second half.
Here's Waiters. That ball, great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got 6 assists in the game. The Pistons have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Here's Rose. And Winslow pulls it down. Winslow's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Adebayo. Open jump shot off the mark.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall. You're right. You take that 10 out of 10 times. You're not going to miss many of those.
And Drummond is right there.
Drummond always stays active around the rim. He does not need a whole lot of room to throw back some missed shots.
Unloads. And yep, they got it rolling around the rim. 12 points for Justice Winslow. The NBA will play a regular season game in Paris for the first time. Hornets and Bucks. Chris, you're planning to be there for that, aren't you?
It's such a beautiful city. Can't wait. Think about all our players from France that are here now for doing such great things. It's going to be awesome for them to get to go home and do it in front of us.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Andre Drummond picks one up.
I mean, and with his shooting touch, Olynyk is a big man that you hesitate to put on the line.
And Chris, underclassmen entering the draft, they can now hire agents, get help attending workouts, and still retain their eligibility. Do you like that move?
I love the move, Chuck. You know what it does? It helps less to fall by the wayside. So you come out of college, you don't know how good you are. You don't, it's based off ego, how hard you work, family and friends telling you, go, get the money. But what's your testing ground? You don't know. You don't have a full context. So I love the fact that it lets you go out there and see. And if you have any trepidation, go back to school. You got another year. So, yes, I love this move.
See, Webb, if we lower the draft age back to 18, the league will take a larger role developing high school players. Your thoughts?
Well, I think it could be a safety net. So many kids are vulnerable at this time, and they don't have a system, and that's why everything's kind of been messed up for players trying to figure out what is the correct system. How do I really get immersed? I want to be in the NBA. What is the right way? And I think the younger you are, the more direction that you have, it can only turn out to be a safer process, I would hope.
And getting better pro-level training, too, coaching.
Yeah, pro-level training, pro-level knowledge, pro-level relationships. I think it's a great thing, by the way.
Here's our call, following the score by James Johnson. 1:31 left to play in the final quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Heat.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Dion Waiters.
Oh, man. Anticipation, instincts, energy. All his tools were on display tonight as he lit the place up.
Frazier outside. Out to the right wing. Here's Drummond. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by Jones. To the inside. And the slam to Mike Johnson.
It's just competing. Giving your best when it matters most.
So this is what guys play for. And when it pans out like this, it's a great fit.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Brown wide open. He fires. Detroit, no good that time either. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they gotta be happy with the outcome.
They get it back. McCullough. They shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Detroit gets called for the foul. And he makes the first. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Maker with the ball. Here's your right side. So Miami gets this one by a big margin. They poured it out tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Got a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Jimmy, you have not been shy about setting the bar high for this team defensively. Now, how do you think you did at that end tonight?
We did everything in that. We came out, put bodies on guys. Basketball's a game of runs. They got some great scores, but in the end, we did what we were supposed to do.
You got the last one, and that's what matters. Thanks, Jimmy. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.